Do I not have a lot of things to say to you tonight?
Save it
But
for the show.
like we say every week, Tokes, let these people trickle in. We gotta play the
Save
first
it for
things
the
out.
show.
Dun 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 dun. Hey, listen, first one to type in the chat gets a special surprise from me and Tokes. We'll let you know what that is on Sunday. Oh, Tokes. Oh, oh boy. Look like an undercover cop right now. Uh oh. Uh oh. So, Tokes, I hear a lot of people are going to Los Angeles, California this weekend for a wedding. So we might be missing a couple key players on Sunday. Not my team, but people in general around the league.
Yeah, not your team, right? Yeah. Don't worry. I have a lot to expose about that later on.
Mm. Some people just don't want the grind anymore. Some people don't want to win. They want to take vacations midweek. But that really it's sad. It's sad what we come to these days. Sources have it that Yezen is one of them. That Nadim is one of them,
And your captain,
and my captain might be one of them. It's not 100% confirmed.
pin Waleed.
Willie too?
No, pin him.
I was about to say, he is pinned. Dun 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 dun.
Well, do I have a lot to say? It's Hamada.
Oh, it's just gonna be a bunch of jibber jabber, and I don't want to hear it. Not tonight. Not tonight, Tokes. I gotta wake up early tomorrow morning. And the last thing I want to hear before I go to sleep is some jibber jabber. So keep it to yourself if you got nothing to say. You got that?
How did Dawood score on that?
He's such a nice player. We got him in the fourth round. I mean, probably one of the our draft was just full of steals if you think about it. If you really do think about it. Amr Al Ahmed in the third, Izakov in the seventh, and these are two players, key players on the defense that would be all pros on any other team. I mean, just
Save it for the show.
ah, I can't hold it in, Tokes. All right, Tokes, you want to kick us off?
All right, let me take a look. All right, guys. Welcome to the fifth edition of Nightcap. So far, it's been a very successful season. A lot of people have tuned in to Nightcap. We've got a lot of positive feedback, and me and Hamad are ready to unleash and unload for episode 5 of Nightcap. So here we go. We're going straight on into our first topic. More likely, Big O is a superstar, or is Big O a failed experiment? Now, I got a lot to say, but I'm gonna let Hamada speak on this topic first, and then I'll say what I have to say.
I put my glasses back on so I can see the guy sitting across from me super clear in 4K vision because what I'm about to say might hurt his feelings. And I need him and I need his team to hear it very loud and clear. Big O, he calls him Big O. We know what I call him, Small O, or should I say Shriveled O, because he's shriveled up like a piece of paper. Because if beating Halal Hustlers, one of the the worst team in MFL history, if beating them and getting if you want to recover on offense, if you want to have a parade on offense, versus Halal Hustlers. If beating them means you're the next superstar, I want whatever crack you're snorting because that thing could be not be more farther than the truth. He's another failed experiment, Tokes. And you know why? I'm gonna tell you why. Big O was he the first overall pick in the draft? Okay, he was the first overall pick in the draft, just like I had last year. Just like I had. And just like I had,
Wait,
as the
Big O
first
was
pick in the
not. Big O
draft,
wasn't the first pick. Amir was.
Amir,
I just debunked your
I
whole.
stand corrected. I
There you
stand
go,
corrected.
buddy.
Second pick of the draft. My bad. He still got the players he wanted. That's all. That's my point. He got all the players he wanted. He built his all-star squad, just like I did last year. And we're looking at an under 500 record. Okay.
There's been a lot of injuries, a lot of
Preseason rankings. Number one. Number one. I don't know what Ahmad Aish was smoking that night to put him number one, but I guess he fell into the hype and he joined the circle and started passing around the blunt like everyone else was because whatever was in that messed up his brain as well. So he put him number one, and it came out, and Big O has flopped and flopped every week unless it's against Galleria Guardians
the last
and
3 weeks he's
Halal
looked really good.
Hustlers. He's played good. I beg to differ, Tokes. I beg to differ. But here's the one thing. Here's the one thing I'm gonna say, Tokes. When it comes down to the playoffs, what I did last year is clouding everyone's judgment on what might happen this year. Because if Big O gets a dub and people think, oh my God, he's the next superstar, and then he, just like this, where we see the Ayed becoming the worst quarterback in the league, worst team of all time, that thing might just happen to Big O as well. But to say the least, to keep a long story short, Big O has still yet to show me anything against a solid contender, and I guess we might just have to wait till playoffs for anything to happen. Now you take it off, Tokes.
Listen, we clearly know Big O is a superstar first of all, and well, all really what I have to say is each week that's been going on, Big O is getting better and better as the season progresses. It's not like he's giving you any hitches in the road and then he's going up. These last couple weeks have been straight consistency. He's making great throws, he's making great reads. And as the team has gotten healthier, as we've gotten players back, the team is looking like why it was ranked number one in the preseason. And I'm just telling you right now, I don't think any team wants to play Habibi Elite in the playoffs. So, I mean, and he also just is coming off of an Offensive Player of the Week performance. So, I mean, he's reaching superstar level with the way he's playing, offensively and defensively. No one talks about how good of a corner, linebacker, and rusher he's been all year long. So, I mean, look, they said they want to see it against a contender. Well, I guess this week we don't have Nadim, but we're playing Sudani. So that's a contender right there. If Big O pulls off a win this week, I, I think all the naysayers, we will let a naysayer know. So I'm just telling you right now, Big O is going to get the job done like he has these last couple weeks. Habibi Elite will go on a 3-game winning streak heading into the playoffs, and look out because they can make a championship run with that quarterback because he's a game changer, not a game manager, unlike another Omar that I know. But we'll
So
save that for later.
let me rebuttal real quick. All right, let me make one point. So the two so-called failed experiments in Aid and Amir, Big O, if I want to claim him as a failed experiment, he has beat the two other failed experiments. So by default, he wouldn't necessarily be a failed experiment, but he definitely isn't a superstar. He's just a little better than the other experiments. So to put that together, he's kind of just mid, I guess. Right in the middle. He lost to the big dogs, but beat the small dogs. So he's just a nice little, he's a little pit bull that irritates you sometimes. You just gotta, it's like a fly. You just want to swat it away. It's kind of annoying at times. He can make a play here and there, and like I got Azuz in the chat. He wants me to apologize. I'm sorry. If you're looking for an apology for doing what you did against a horse that was already down, like Aid and Halal Hustlers, I'm not giving you that. I'm not. I'll give you credit this week. If you do what you did last week to Sudani this week, then I'll come out here, be a man one on one, and apologize because I did say that Habibi Ali was worse without their all star, their
You
first
mean
round
better?
Azuz. Yeah, because last week was technically the higher competition, and you pulled it off that week. But this week, you could have had no Tokes, no Nadim, no Azuz, and you're still winning that week because that team can't. They can't score points to save their lives if their life depended on it. You had a gun to your head, they need to score points. They're not scoring. So do it against a contender, and I might give you some credit. Just like Toke says, he wants us. He claims all our wins are Mickey, even though we beat everyone in the league now. So, you beat someone, and you'll hear it from me firsthand on this show live as a man, 1-on-1.
Well, with that being said, I think we'll move on to our next segment. And this one, more likely to be one and done, Sudani or Dumi. By one and done, we're talking about which one of these teams is most likely to lose their first playoff game. I mean, come on. You just Hamada, you put this one on a platter for me. It's like D Wade throwing the alley oop to LeBron. It's easily Doomy's more likely to be one and done. I
Mm.
mean, he has zero. Wait, he is the definition of one and done. He has zero career playoff wins. So we're talking about Mr. One and Done. Last 2 to 3 weeks, FC Palestine look like they're falling apart. I mean, if we can play a couple of highlights, it looks like players like Ubi are giving up halfway through the game. There's a play where Dawood caught a slant over the middle and Ubi had a chance to pull the flag and he just gave up. I mean, I'm seeing this team quit before the playoffs even start. And Dumi's having to be a superhuman just to even keep the game within reach. And in the playoffs, everything's intensified, everything gets turned up. And I just don't see FC Palestine having that firepower that they did in the beginning of the season. I mean, look, and then we talk about Sudani. This is a guy he's won so many playoff games. I mean, come on. I don't think Sudani will ever be one and done. But I mean, I just watched Doomy's team playing right now. They look like a completely different team than they did in the first couple weeks. I mean, they just look like they're lost, really, or they have no passion. And I think this is the beginning of the end for Doomy. And I think once again, it'll be another year where Doomy doesn't get a playoff win. So with the way it's looking like, Doomy's going to be 0 and what, like 10 in his playoff career. I mean,
Mm.
look, I'm taking Doomy to be more likely to be one and done because Sudani is just too good to go one and done.
All right, Tokes. I know we've uh, we've been on the Doomy coattails. We've been on the Doomy train, being 1-and-done in the playoffs. But this year, I
Don't
came
say
on
it.
a couple weeks
Don't say it.
and I proclaimed that Sudani is washed.
Oh my God.
And just like any other player, like any other quarterback, you verse Halal Hustlers, you have your stat game. Sudani had all you guys fooled that week, thinking he could throw 8 touchdowns against the worst team of all time. And everyone thought, oh my God, stop the presses. Sudani is back. No, he's not. Against Dumi, week one,
Pin, pin.
20-6. 20-6. L. Against the other best team in the league. Halad Sprite against Egypt. Lost that game too. The only 2 teams he's beat, or should I say 3, is the worst team in MFL history. Big O, before he became mid, he was trash at that time. Now he's mid. And then Galleria Guardians, a team with the biggest BB gun offense of all time, with no fear on the other side of the ball. He did it against them, and we thought he was back. He had you guys fooled. He did not have me fooled. I'll tell you that right now. I was not fooled. I see past the smoke and mirrors. Wherever there's smoke, there's fire. And that little touch of smoke showed me that Sudani was washed. Came out to be true, and it had you guys fooled. But as it pertains to this year, Dumi beat Sudani. And I know it's regular season. I know. I don't want to hear it. But it wasn't just a close win like last year. Remember when Dumi, we were up on Sudani, and then he had that Mickey Mouse Hail Mary. It ended up beating us, but it was a very close game. This year was 20-6. And that scoreboard didn't even indicate. The scoreboard was closer than it seemed. It might as well have been a shutout. 20-6. there's levels to comp Stokes. And that week, it looked like they were in different leagues. It looked like the JV team was playing the varsity team or the D1 team from Alabama. That's what it looked like. So as it comes down to this year, Doomy's gonna get a bye. Sudani isn't. So already off the bat, he's playing more playoff games and has a chance to exit the game
But
if.
Sudani was probably gonna be playing Aid though, and then we would get a Sudani Dumi rematch in the
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
semifinal.
what do you mean he's playing? Wait, are you claiming that Sudani's gonna beat you this week and get the third seed so we can play the 16 and nine?
I'm
Are
just
you
saying the
claiming? Are you
most
saying that
like
right now?
I'm just saying the most likely scenario is meaning might get like the third seed. They're gonna get an
Most
easy
likely
first round game.
scenario.
Look, I'm just saying the scenarios. The one of the scenarios is meaning could end up playing Aid in the first playoff game and then having to play Dumi as Dumi's first playoff game. So Dumi versus Sudani, while Sudani's on his second playoff game and Dumi's on his first. I mean, he's Dumi's more clearly likely to be one and done when Dumi's semifinal matchup is going to be Sudani, while Sudani's first playoff matchup is most likely going to be either either Galleria Guardians, which he's blown out both of them. So
As far listen, listen. As far as I'm concerned,
there's no chance Sudani goes
you
one and done.
you control your own destiny. If you beat Sudani this week, you're the third seed. You versus Said, you win a playoff game. That's all I. You're gonna win a playoff game before Sudani does, because he's gonna end up versus Gallery Guardians, who even though they're a BB gun offense, they're not a BB gun defense. They're not a BB gun defense. They're a whole 50 cal sniper on defense. That's what they are. So that's a tough defense to face. And
I'd rather play
AJ,
Galleria in the playoffs than play Ide in the playoffs.
AJ's Sudani's been running AJ's coattails for the last 5 years now, and to see him on the other side, I'm just smelling 6 picks right now. AJ picking off Sudani because he knows how he plays, and he knows without AJ, Sudani. Hold up, I just realized this, Stokes. I just had an epiphany. To, Sudani without AJ, it's kind of like is he just a good quarterback? He's not an elite quarterback anymore. With AJ, he looked like an elite quarterback. He looked like that Lamar Jackson we all love it. We all like and love. But without AJ, this man is vulnerable. And he's gonna
Look,
show
Kamada,
you.
I'm,
He's
I'm
gonna
just gonna
show
cook you
that
so
to you.
easily. You're asking me who's more likely to be one and done when Doomy has zero career playoff wins, a guy who's never been anything other than a one and done, compared to a guy who has multiple championship rings, compared to a guy who has championship DNA, and FC Palestine are looking like a team that doesn't know what the hell they're doing these last couple weeks. So FC Palestine are trending this way and Sudani's trending this way, but you're telling me Sudani's gonna be one and done? Um, you're just trying to be
You know who
different.
does have championship DNA? All these times with Domi being one and done, he never had players that have lived in that moment, that have raised that Lombardi.
Well,
And
he had me and you last year.
when he
He
had
had me and you
Osama,
last year.
listen.
Yeah, I just cooked you again.
We're at
I
that
just
level.
cooked you
We're
again.
not like we're not elder statesmen in the league. You know what I'm saying?
Ubi
But when he
gave
had
up on
players
the
like
team.
Osama and like
Ubi gave
Bilal,
up.
he looked like he was on route to win that championship until he ran into me and AJ. That's what happened. But
You
he
played
has
10
Ubi.
snaps.
Ubi, multiple time champion. He's been in that moment. He knows how to handle that moment. If anything goes
Why did
wrong with
Ubi
Ubi,
give up
he can
last
help him
week?
crawl out of that
Why did
moment.
Ubi give
He
up
has
last week?
players, Tokes. He has players like Ali,
Why
Deion
did Ubi
Sanders,
give up?
Benny. Listen, Tokes. They had zero.
Ali Ali hasn't touched the football in months. You
Ubi's like
expect
Travis
Ali?
Kelsey. Ubi and Ali are just like Travis Kelsey. They save it until the playoffs. They're not going to waste this energy on the regular season because and I know regular season doesn't matter. All that matters is the playoffs. And as far as I'm concerned, Ubi, who's a veteran, Ali, a veteran. All these players are saving their energy to the playoffs. Monty's missed a couple weeks. He's going to be back. Dumi's going to have a full team, and I feel
Look,
like this change of scenery is going to help him. And losing AJ for Sudani
why are
is
we sitting up
not.
here and acting like Ali Benny is Calvin Johnson? Sure, Ali will make a bit of a difference here and there, but you're telling me this guy's gonna turn an entire team around? Ali will be lucky to give you 10 good minutes before he gets tired. Uh, After 10 minutes, Ali will probably be getting ready to go to etc. for work or something like that because the only thing that Ali will be able to do is pancakes, and I'm not talking about blocking. I'm talking about flipping the pancakes in the back of the kitchen because FC Palestine have no more hope. If you're relying on Ali Benny to walk through that door and save you, you might as well turn in your cleats and jersey from now because you're going one and done. That's all I can say about that. And this is clearly an easy take for me because we all know Doomy's going one and done. And with that being said, we can
I'll
move
put two
on.
cases of Mountain Down Dew. I'll put 2 cases of Diet Dew on that one.
Oh, I'll double that,
All
Hamada.
right, 4 cases of Diet Dew. All right, on to the next, Stokes.
Bigger story: Halal Sprite being 5-0, or Halal Hustlers being 0-5. You know, I woke up very early today, and I was grinding the film. I've been watching film for the past, season or two just to see like, which side of this am I gonna lean on? Who am I gonna pick here? And I think it's clear. I think the bigger story, as much as I hate them, and as much as I hate to admit to say this, but the bigger story is clearly Halal Sprite being 5-0 because before the season started, I don't think anyone expected this team to be undefeated. Even though they've been in the Mickey Mouse clubhouse these last 5 weeks, uh, I can't keep on saying they're Mickey, even though they are Mickey. But I think the bigger story is clearly Halal Sprite being 5-0 because I had went 1-5 last year. He made it to the final. So he had one regular season dub last year. He has zero this year. It's not a big like difference realistically. The only game he won last year was kind of a fluky dub, anyways. So we're kind of used to Ide not winning regular season games. I mean, Ide's regular season record, he's 1-11 in regular season games. Hamada, 1-11. So you do the math on that. He's less than 10% winning percentage in a regular season. I mean, at this point, bro, just throw away Halal Hustlers. This isn't even a team anymore. Like, look, but when it comes to playoff time, I'd plays a little different in the playoffs than the regular season. But we'll see if that was a fluky dookie run or is he actually a real playoff performer. But I'm going with Halal Sprite being 5-0 because I thought this team would probably be maybe like the third or fourth seed, like around that. Maybe have like 2 losses, 3 losses. Be around 500 or barely above 500. But for them to be the number one seed, undefeated, with a chance this upcoming week to clinch an undefeated regular season, which I don't think they're gonna do. But if they somehow, some way go 6-0 heading into the playoffs, I'll have nothing but to sing their praises. So I think Halal Sprite are the bigger story here.
Tokes, as much as I would like to sit here and agree with you, because Egypt has been doubted, he's been scrutinized, he's been criticized unfairly and unjustifiably. He proved you guys wrong, but the bigger story here is that Hal Hustle's being 0-5. Tokes, when I say this, I mean it from the bottom of my heart. There needs to be an investigation in the committee. I need to see an investigation immediately. Going into the draft, I had Stonehands Abu Hamda drafted after Ahmad Egypt because of one single solitary playoff dub from last year against Doomy, who shouldn't mean that much. Against Doomy, earned him a spot as the oh my god, he's the next great quarterback. He's the next the arm talent, we can't deny it. The arm talent's there. The IQ isn't though. The leadership isn't though. This man just went on a run of being the worst team in MFL history. I'm sorry. When you do something like that, you're the bigger story. When you can't move the ball on offense, when you had players like on your team like Zayd, who was projected to be the next first round pick, and players like Amin, who's leading the league in top 3 in touchdowns, top 3 in picks. You got a player like that on your team? How the hell in the world do you not have a dub? You don't have a single win? I mean, dude, I've said this before and I'll say it again. This is not the NFL. This is the MFL. All you need, like, it's not that hard to move the ball. And I know sometimes you can seem like you're versing the 85 Bears or the freaking Legion of Boom Seahawks, but every week it seems like it's versing the best defense he's ever seen in his life. He seems like he's versing the Steve Spagnuolo Chiefs defense. Like every week, it looks like he has to scratch and claw to gain yards. Like it should not be that hard in the MFL, especially in this day and age, in this era where the teams are getting, where the quarterbacks are less and less talented, where the teams are less and less talented, and you still can't move the ball. Like, I mean, Egypt, he drafted an amazing team. He really did. Egypt has shown he can win a championship. Egypt has shown that with the right team, he can do damage. I know it might have been a bigger story for you guys and surprised some of you guys, but it didn't surprise me. It didn't surprise me because I know what I'm capable of, and when my quarterback is
Wait a minute.
capable of, who's the future MVP of this
Wait a
league.
minute.
But I had Stonehands Abu Hamda having the
You
worst
know,
team in MFL history and fooling everyone by getting a draft pick after my guy who went 5-0.
well, Hamada,
Even if I had went first overall again, this man still wouldn't went undefeated because he had all you guys fooled because of one Mickey Mouse playoff run, but he didn't have me fooled. He might have fooled you guys. That's why I want an investigation in the committee. I don't know what the hell they saw in Ayed.
well, I'll tell you something, Hamada.
I don't know.
Now
I
the
don't know.
chat, the chat might not know this, but I actually have insider info. When Hamada, when I asked Hamada before the league started, who do you want to play for? Do you guys want to know what his answer was? Well, I wasn't gonna leak this, but before the season, Hamada told me he wants to play for anyone but Ide and Egypt. He said he didn't want to get drafted by either of those two.
It's a lie.
So we've got a little bit of controversy going on. I wasn't gonna leak this, guys. I wasn't gonna leak it, but Hamada left me no choice after saying Halal Hustlers were a bigger story. Look, Hamada was not a believer in Egypt at all. So I did not want to come out here and expose you, Hamada. But you're acting like you woke up one day and thought that Egypt was Patrick Mahomes. The only thing similar about Egypt and Mahomes is how fat they both are. That's about the only similar things. But
Look,
yeah,
look at this pocket movement.
look, I'll admit Egypt's
This
having a
pocket.
good season, but don't act like you knew you saw this coming because when you saw that Egypt drafted you, you basically knew you were going to be in hell until, Ben is carrying the team and you guys had a Mickey Mouse schedule and Mickey Mouse run. But don't worry, in the playoffs, all will be right. Every wrongdoing will be right in the playoffs. And with that, we're going over to some chat questions.
All right, Tokes. Let me give you a question. Who is the biggest underdog heading into the playoffs?
Come on. With the way everything's set up, it has to be Habibi Elite. They're probably the hottest team in the league right now, other than Halal Sprite. We're talking about a team who they've got back-to-back wins. The offense is clicking. They've only allowed 6 points in the last 2 weeks combined. They've only allowed 6 points, and they've scored 50. So the point differential is 50-8 these last 2 weeks. They're on a hot streak. Big O is picking it up. The team is healthy. I mean, I genuinely don't think anyone wants to play Habibi Elite in the playoffs. But Habibi Elite have to be the most underrated team going into the playoffs.
Tokes, by default, by default, Dumi is not considered an underdog. Sudani's damn sure not considered an underdog. Halal Sprite, with them being 5-0, can no longer be considered an underdog. No one believes in Galleria. No one believes in Ide. So by default, I guess it's you. I guess. Because at the end of the day, you guys do have the talent to get you there. I mean, Yusuf Q, Nadim, Tokes, Azuz. Oh my gosh. Stop the presses. The all-star team. The greatest team assembled in MFL history. I mean, that's what you may think, but by default, I guess it would be you. You guys are maybe a team that could pose some threat to a team like Sudani, to a team like Doomy, maybe even to a team like us. But at the end of the day, you go as far as your first round pick and your quarterback go. And I'm sorry to break it to you, Tokes, but that train stops and it doesn't go very far, Tokes. It doesn't go very hard. You know the little sign. It's gonna close. It's closing.
Only time will tell, Hamada.
It's closing.
Only
The
time will
window is
tell.
closing.
Now, do we have any other questions?
Has Aid's team ever won if Tofik didn't play quarterback? Oh my God.
What? Oh, oh
Dude,
wait.
Muhammad Alan just said, and guys, I need you guys to listen to this. Has Aid's team ever won a single regular season game with him starting at quarterback? Because
I
if you guys,
actually
you guys
forget.
may not know,
Wait. Technically,
apparently
I actually has 0 wins.
Tofik hopped in at quarterback, and the team flipped on its head, and they got a win. Oh my God, Aid is 0 for 11.
Okay, I changed my take. I is 0 for 12 in the playoffs.
How was that not the bigger story, Tokes? This man has never won a regular season game in his life.
Wait, what? That's crazy news.
Holy
Okay,
crap.
bro,
That's got to
don't
be a
ever let.
history, Tokes. That's
Okay,
got to be a first.
I'd has to have dirt on the committee to keep on getting captain. I'd better never be a captain for the rest of his career after what we saw today. He better never be a captain ever again after this season.
He's got to have pictures, some weird pictures of people on the committee. I don't know what, I don't know why, what they have on him, Tokes. I didn't-
listen, listen. He's 0 for 11. I mean, 0 for 11. That's like he's putting up tour date numbers. Worse than tour date numbers, actually.
Tokes, oh my, oh yeah, man. I don't, I love Ad, man. I don't want to trash on him like this, but man, I mean, I guess use this as motivation. Take it,
I
go home,
genuinely think
use it as
I just comes
motivation.
to get some cardio and just go to eat after the games. The only thing I is good for is knowing what food restaurant to pick after the game because he damn sure as hell isn't going to be able to read anything during the game. The only thing that he's reading is the menu on a restaurant table because he damn sure can't read a defense to save his life. The only thing he's reading is which steak to order and what side dish he wants with the steak and what to drink with it. Because other than that, all he's doing on the football field is playing like he has two left feet and no hands and no arms and no brain. Because 0 for 11 is diabolical work.
Tokes, I generally don't think we've ever seen that. I mean, like, this might be, we might be a little too old for the people in the chat, but this players like Ali Z, he's got a couple dubs, I'm pretty sure. Shaq,
Hassan Johnson.
Hassan Johnson even got a dub. Hassan Johnson got a dub on one leg, and
Look,
that's against
I think it's
Hazard.
time.
That's against
I think it's time
Fahad.
for him to. I mean, I think it's time for I to pick up a new sport. I mean, maybe like paddle boarding or maybe knitting or like I don't know, playing like volleyball or something. Because football is definitely not his sport.
Like the people are saying in the chat, Tokes, if it wasn't for Ahmad Adlan getting 30 sacks and looking like TJ Watt on defense, Ad would be 0-13 in his life in the MFL. Like, that is just. Tokes, if Ad wasn't a captain, what round would he get drafted in?
Probably the fourth or fifth round. Like he's not a bad receiver, and he's okay on defense. So I'd
I
say
feel like
maybe fifth round.
end of the fourth.
Yeah,
Probably.
fourth, fifth round. He's
Maybe.
like a fourth, fifth round type talent.
Huh.
But
Tokes, listen to
after
this.
this, if I sign up for MFL
Willie,
next
play the
spring,
clip. Willie, play the clip. Yazin goes, has Tokir done anything for his team? Question for me. Walid, show the people at home, show
nice
the
rage
general public
bait.
what what kind of persona Tokes has been portraying this whole season, thinking he's kind of some kind of all-star. Guys, Tokir went before me. I don't know what kind of dirt he had on. I'm at Atlanta to get drafted before me. But guys, ladies and gentlemen, observe. Just get ready for it.
Listen, I can explain everything.
You can't explain nothing.
Okay,
Tokes on the right
right
side,
here.
first
Nope,
down,
right
drop,
here.
kill the
Right
drive.
here, we were using a different ball.
Yeah,
So
yeah, different ball.
that's my
Guys,
excuse.
now listen again. Watch again. On the right
This
side
one,
again.
you have a
On
guy
the
who's
right side of the screen again.
top
Guys,
three in
right
interceptions. He
there.
knocks it
2 yards
away.
away.
No,
Drops it
no, no,
again.
no. He knocked the ball away.
Now,
He knocked the
guys,
ball
in
away.
slow motion.
He
This one's
knocked
going to
the
be in
ball
slow
away.
motion so you can see it in
He knocked
4K,
the ball
slow
away.
and clear. Just
He
watch this.
knocked the
Look here.
ball
Look
away.
here in the middle. The, oh, oh. Did it hit you in the head? What are you doing? What are
All
you
right,
doing?
that one was a drop.
This man was a
Okay,
second
that
round
was the
pick.
only drop. That's the only legit drop. That's the only legit drop.
Oh
Okay,
no, bro.
listen, wait, Hamada, I was injured all season and I still have more touchdowns than you.
Nah, I don't think you're this complete utter lie. You don't. I have like three, four. I have like four touchdowns
I
on my
have
team.
5 touchdowns.
Five touchdowns. Five touchdowns. You could have 20 if it wasn't for you having the worst hands in the league. Unlike you, Tokes. Unlike you, Tokes. I don't. You know what, Tokes? I'm gonna expose this guy right now, guys. This is gonna be once in a generational little soliloquy I'm about to go on right now. I'm gonna expose this man across from me. Just have your ears wide open. Tokir is the most selfish receiver in MFL
Selfless.
history. He's the
Selfless.
most
Selfless.
selfish
No, no,
receiver
no.
in MFL
We're
history.
not gonna let you
Now, I'm
do
gonna
that.
explain to you guys
No,
why this is.
we're not
Let
gonna
me
let you do
speak.
that.
Let me
No,
speak.
no, no,
I need the
no,
people at
no.
home to
I'm
hear
not
what's
gonna
about to
let you
happen right
speak
now.
about this. No, we're not going on about this. You better
Guys,
stop right there.
guys,
You better stop.
per
No,
sources, I have
you
a
better
player
stop.
from
You
Tokir's
no,
team.
you better
From
stop.
Tokir's
No,
team.
no, 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 no. We're
Telling
not
me
hearing this. This
when
is
you line up
guys. No, we're
when you line
stop
up
right
on the
there. Next
same
question.
side as
Next
Tokir,
question. Next
you
question.
know what Tokir says to
Okay.
you?
Next
You
question.
know what
Next
Tokir
question.
says?
All right.
All right, guys.
All right,
Hey,
guys. The next question we're moving on
Nadeem,
to.
run this
No,
route, so
wait,
I can get open on this
wait,
route.
wait. No, 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 no,
When
no,
I
no.
played
That's
with
not
him,
what we're doing.
he did the same stuff. This man will never,
No.
ever in his life run
Nope.
a
Nope.
decoy
Nope.
route.
Nope.
Tokes. Let the people hear this, all right? Tokes never in his life will run a decoy route to get you open. Never.
I was
You know,
running decoy
all
rights
these
all
clips,
last week. I was running decoy. I was running
guys,
streak. No,
shut
I was
up.
running streaks to
Shut
get
up. Shut your
Nadeem
mouth.
and Azuz
Shut
open
your
on
mouth.
out
Sit
routes
down and
all
listen.
week last week.
It's
I
my
was running
turn.
streak.
It's my turn.
No, no,
Shut up.
I'm not gonna let you continue with that because I was running streaks all last week
He's not gonna let me talk, guys.
To let Nadeem and
Just
Azuz get open on out
guys,
routes
guys.
all
This shows
week.
you exactly the type of
No,
he won't let me talk. He doesn't want me to expose him. He won't let
I
me
was
talk.
running streaks to let the out routes get by Aziz and Nadeem get open. Go turn on the tape.
You
Turn
gonna
on
let
the
me
tape and
talk?
you'll see. All right.
You gonna let me talk?
Next question.
No, not next
Next
question. I
question.
want to stay on this topic. I want to stay on this one.
We're moving on. We're moving on.
Those clips that you guys saw,
All
was
right.
Stokir telling his
That's
receivers
it.
to
We're
run
not
around so
talking
he can
about
get
this
open.
anymore.
Even when he told them he told his receivers to run decoy routes so he can get open, and he dropped every
Wait.
single one. He dropped every single
I
one.
was running
He
the
dropped
decoy
one, and he
routes.
did it again. He dropped the
I
pass
was
and
running the
still
decoy
told his receivers to
routes.
run decoy. Tokes, you know what I do? You know what I tell Ben? I tell Ben, hey, I'm gonna run this. You run that so you can
Turn
get
the
open.
tape
And
on.
you know what Ben tells me on the next play? I'm running this route, you run this route so you can get open. It's a 50-50 team. You know, it's 1A, 1B. You think it's all you. You know, your team, I know Azuz doesn't tell his receivers what to do. I know you tell your receivers what to do so you can get open. Nadeem is the only player on that team that has some resemblance of a team mindset where you run this route, I'm going to run this route, we're both going to get open. But all you do is tell people to run decoy routes so you can get open, and that's why this guy always claims he leads the league in catches. He's top 5 in touchdowns. It's because he's the most selfish player in the league. He'll never do what's better for the team. He only does what's better for himself.
Listen, that was a lot of yapping and a lot of cap. Because if you turn the tape on, you'll see last week all I was doing was running streaks to get Azuz and Nadeem open on out routes. But you just like to bring up an
You know
agenda
what
all
someone
the
on your
time.
team told me, Tokes?
Yeah.
I have inside sources. Tokes, you're losing the
Yeah.
locker room. You're losing the
Good one.
locker room because I'm getting your people are talking. People are talking, Tokes. I'm not
Well,
gonna say
I'm
you.
not the one who said
I'm
I
an
didn't want
honorable
to get
man.
drafted
I'm
by
not gonna say who.
Egypt. You said you didn't want to play for Egypt. Now all
I'm
of a
five and
sudden
zero.
you're
I'm 5-0. I'm
wait
5-0.
wait, but you said you didn't want to play for Egypt though. But okay, that's a
I
topic for
never
another
said that.
day.
I never said that.
Our last question before we head out: do we think that Halal Sprite has a chance to win next week with a quarterback carousel?
You guys heard it here first. We're having a QB quarterback. Ahmad Ahmed's playing quarterback. I'm playing quarterback. Ben's playing quarterback. Freaking Izakov is playing quarterback. We're all playing quarterback. We're practicing this week. Tokes, when your team is so good that you go undefeated, you know this flex week, you can use it as an opportunity to practice. I know no one in the league has ever heard of that because their games actually matter, but our games don't matter anymore because we're so far ahead of the pack. But we can use this week as practice. We're gonna do 6-man rushes, 7-man rushes, all out blitz. Me at quarterback, I'm gonna be launching it, looking like Aaron Rodgers. And if we still win, it's gonna be a bad look. It's gonna
So
be a
you're
very
conceding
bad look on
already?
the league.
Wait. A so-called super team is conceding? What? All I know is if you
Beating.
guys lose this game, I'm unleashing and
Beating.
unloading. If you guys lose that game, because first of all,
A
the
game that doesn't
undisputed
matter.
season will be broken, and
A
then
game that doesn't
number
matter.
two, wait, it's actually a bad look if you guys win or lose. Because if you win, then that means anyone can play quarterback for that team and win. So Egypt isn't really crazy good if you guys win without them, and then if you guys lose, you guys are just trash. So I mean, it's a lose
Uh,
lose situation for Halal Sprite. I mean, there's no look. Let me tell you guys this: you have a better chance of going out into the woods, finding a deer, killing the deer, dragging the deer all the way back to your house, and then cooking it for a meal than Halal Sprite winning next week. You have a better chance of doing all that than Halal Sprite beating Hadumi next week. Doomy might go ahead and drop maybe 10 touchdowns next week.
Let him.
Who knows?
I want him to be the second seed because I don't because we're scared of you guys so much. We don't want to see you in the playoffs. We'd rather save that to the end. So I want Dumi to get the second seed.
Look, you can make
Uh,
all these excuses. You can make all the excuses in the world, Hamada. But just know, if you guys lose, I'm gonna be ready to unleash and unload all over that team. And just know, if you guys win, it might be even worse if you win, because that'll tell me
you guys hear
that
this? You guys
anyone
hear
can
this?
get
If
under
we
center
lose,
for
he's
that
gonna
team.
unleash. If we win, he's gonna unleash. He just showed his bias. He showed his true colors. No matter what we do, we could walk on water, and this guy would still trash on us. I mean, this guy, you can't take this guy seriously. C- like, come on, bro. Be fair, bro. Come on.
Well, I guess we'll just find out in episode 6 of Nightcap. All right,
Oh,
guys. So another successful episode. This is the conclusion of episode 5. And I guess me and Hamada will see you guys for week 6. We were gonna try to keep this under wraps, but for all the people in the chat who are still in the chat, me and Hamada will be having an IRL episode for the playoffs.
hold
You
on.
guys won't want to miss that.
Aladdin wants us to answer his last question. Will we ever get the 6'7" corner face reveal?
Well, are
Never.
we?
Once we win the chip, we'll show you him. But to end it off, Big Tokes, Showboat, Let Me Drive the Boat, Halal Sprite in 5.
Sure thing, buddy.